Oh, finally able to record this. So I shot this video a couple days ago, but then my SD card got corrupted, so I had to do some recovery. After spending hours doing that, I realized I was out of focus. And so then I had to take the PSAT, and life just got busy, so now finally able to record this. Sorry that's a bit late. I decided it would be a good idea to make a follow-up to my previous video comparing the relative merits of iOS and Android. When I shot that video, and for a few days afterwards, I was undecided on whether I would keep my iPhone or I would switch back to Android. Finally, I was able to make up my mind. I returned it. I returned my iPhone 8 Plus. I came to the conclusion that Android is best for me. Now, I'm not saying it's the best, period. There are many people who use and love iOS, but for me, iOS isn't able to provide the level of customizability and flexibility that Android is. Now, you're probably wondering at this point, well, what phone did you get in replacement? And I'll tell you, but the answer is a bit complicated. A little bit over a week ago, Google launched their second generation Pixel phones, the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL. Now, my thoughts regarding these phones are a bit mixed. First, the lack of a Snapdragon 836 is a bit disappointing. Now, obviously such a chip doesn't exist, but part of the appeal of previous generation Pixels was that they brought a brand new chip in tow. And second, these phones aren't the prettiest. I wish these phones had displays similar to the Samsung Galaxy S8s, but they don't. The Pixel 2 XL has a display not dissimilar to the LG G6, and the smaller Pixel just has a plain Jane 16:9 display. And to be clear, both of these displays use OLED technology, so they should be fantastic, but I do wish they kind of had a more futuristic feel to them, like the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus do. And these thoughts aside, the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL are supposed to represent the best of Android. And while this may be debatable, they provide two things that no other Android phones do. The first is Google Lens, which to be honest is very reminiscent of Google Goggles. Now, Google Goggles, if you don't remember, was an app that would identify objects in the camera and provide images of similar objects. It was a bit of a novelty and wasn't very useful. Google Lens, on the other hand, allows you to point your camera at an object and it will provide information regarding said object. So, for example, if you're in a restaurant and you see a beautiful artwork, but you don't know what it's called, you can Google Lens it and it will provide information regarding the painting as well as perhaps its artist and other similar paintings. It's quite a promising utility, but its day-to-day usefulness remains to be seen. The second thing that the new Pixels bring to the table is software updates. All the software updates. The new Pixels will be updated with monthly security updates and will most likely be upgraded to Android R, which is crazy. Honestly, I'll probably have moved on to a new device before Google even begins working on Android R, but it's nice to know that the Pixels will be regularly updated. One thing that aids Google in being able to provide updates for this long is likely to be Project Treble, a feature of the Android operating system that allows for easy updating of the operating system without having to mess with driver compatibility and the like. And to be clear, this isn't specific to just the Pixel 2 generation. This still applies to the previous Pixels, however, they won't be as updated for as long. These two features make the second generation Pixel devices very appealing. Personally, I would go with the bigger Pixel 2 XL, if I had the money. My current phone situation, now that the iPhone 8 Plus is gone, is a bit interesting. I bought a cheap Nexus 6P. Now, this phone was released 3 years ago, back when Android Marshmallow was released, and on top of that, it's used, so its battery is barely able to hold a day's charge. I've installed NapTime by Francisco Franco, an app that I mentioned in my previous video, and a link to it is in the description. And it has helped my battery life quite a bit. Unfortunately, the phone still doesn't last the entire day, dropping 40% before noon. But I would love to see if this phone lasts me a couple months. We'll see if it does, though. I honestly don't want to have to buy another phone, and currently I don't have the money for the Pixel 2 XL. The previous generation Pixel XL has gotten a bit cheaper, but I'm undecided whether I would go for the older device. Some rumors of the OnePlus 5T have surfaced, pointing to a display that is very similar to the Samsung Galaxy S8 or S8 Plus. A device like that at OnePlus's wallet-friendly price point would be very appealing. However, the slow software updates would really bug me. A few publications have stated that they don't believe OnePlus would go for such a radical design change for their T-series device, but since there's no processor to upgrade, their RAM is already at 8 gigs, Storage is already very fast. What else would they change in the T aside from just upping the battery, which would honestly be quite boring. So I'm really hoping that they go for this display change in the OnePlus 5T. So I guess I'm undecided. I'll probably end up still going for the Pixel 2 XL, but it's quite expensive, so it might be a while. So until further notice, I'll be rocking the Nexus 6P. So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you love this video, hit the thumbs up. If you like tech videos, hit the subscribe button. And feel free to let me know what you thought about this video or about what phone I should get in the comments below. Thanks. See you guys later.